Morning everybody, hope you're all okay out there. I'm going back now again to that farm. It's hard to believe that I were only there 3 months when you think of all that happened. Here I am, this 15-year-old kid on this farm, and now this is my last story about this farm. Because I eventually ran away. I ran away in the thick snow of 1963. My father couldn't get for me that Sunday because of the snow. It was so thick, and he just poked fun at me, did the farmer, and said all sorts of things, so I just buggered off. And I never went back. But the last thing that happened, which only does highlight how useless I was, really. It's not all his fault. But one day he was going off to the market in Otley. Well, would have been the animal auctions, maybe buying sheep or something. I don't know. I wasn't privy to all his doings. But his instructions for me that day were to spread muck on a field. And his expression was, spread muck on yon field. So he left me, and it was bitterly cold. And in them days, you didn't have all the farm machinery that you have now to fill a muck spreader. It were all done by hand, forking muck out of the muck heap into the muck spreader. But the muck was so frozen, I literally had to get a pick to break the crust off the top before I could get to the soft stuff underneath to fork it into the muck spreader, which I did. And I sweat like a bull that day. I thought maybe I might be able to impress him. Foolish thought, because off I went, thrashing muck into this muck spreader, and then drove it round this field and spread it. But I started to have misgivings as this field started to slope up a bit, and I'm thinking, it's a bit of a weird field to be spreading muck in. There were rocks in it anyway. By the late afternoon, the farmer returned, and I could see him in the distance, waving his arms about and bawling and shouting. Anyway, I'd spread the muck in the wrong field. And he said he was going to make me pick it up piece by piece. But he didn't, obviously. But that was the final thing, I think. And then the snows came. It was one of the most bitterest winters since, well, it was definitely the worst winter since 1947, or the winter of 63, and I ran away. I ran off with my bike, and I more or less walked back to Pudsey, where my parents lived, because the snow was too thick to ride a bike in. So that was the end of that saga on that farm. And my dad was the manager of a laundry in Leeds, and I kept going every time I left a place or got the sack. I would go back to the laundry, and my dad would give me a job, and I'd stay there a week or two and then bugger off somewhere else. But anyway, that's for the future. So that's the last of this farm's little stories. All right, so I'll see you later. Bye.